Hey, good morning. It's your morning Kickstart duo. I'm Jay Walther,
And I'm Brad Neufeld.
your mighty Resilience Talk Network duo. So today
Yes,
we're
yes,
going to
yes.
have, uh, well, we're trying not to be too bad, but today is April 1st. It's April Fool's Day. But let's start out with a uplifting quote, and then we'll have Brad give us a fun tip, and then I'll tell you about the history of April Fool's Day. So
Okay.
today's quote is from unknown. They're not sure who said this, but it says, "Don't quit yet. The worst moments are usually followed by the most beautiful silver linings. If you have to stay strong, or you have to stay strong, remember to keep your head up and remain hopeful." So yeah, that darkest cloud have the silver lining. It's that's what we see is don't stop right before you hit that huge treasure that's hiding right behind the next 3 inches of dirt. If you're digging for treasure,
Mm-hmm.
or if you're trying to find that thing you want to do, don't give up when things get a little hard, because or even really hard, because you're learning new things and you're pushing forward to the thing you want to do.
Absolutely. And don't stop. Again, if you're feeling it in your heart, I like to say, if you're ever doubting and you're thinking, oh, this is just getting too hard, this isn't for me, maybe I made a mistake, stop, pause. This goes back to a few weeks ago when we talked about the learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
You want to stop and pause and ask yourself, okay, now that I know what I know, do I still want this in my life? And if your answer
Right.
is yes, keep going. It'll happen. It'll happen.
And don't just quit because it's hard. If you still want it, keep going.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, our tip for the day, and we're continuing on with the 10 mindsets of a winner. We're up to number 4 today on Thursday, April 1st. And this is no April Fool's joke. Okay. I want to put that out there. But mindset number 4 is this is perhaps the hardest one for everybody that I know of. It's winners are willing to look silly. Now
Mm,
I say it that way for a specific purpose that I'll explain as I go along here. Because in order for you to have things open up for you, you're going to have to take your talent and skill at some point and put it out in front of everybody for them to see.
yeah.
And whether that's knitting or whether that's building houses, whether that's plumbing, whether it's electrical, at some point, you're going to have to put yourself out there and do it in front of the world to be judged. And oh, when I put it that way, it's harsh, isn't it? but but let's use a another sports analogy here. Baseball. The, Baseball is an interesting sport here, and I'll explain why that is. If you don't know how a batting average is calculated, if you ever hear this person's got a batting average of 250, then you'll see on the thing it's 0.250. Well, do you understand what that really means? Well, I'm not a big baseball connoisseur myself, but I think I understand this with how they figure the batting averages. So if you hit the ball and you get on base, they give you a 1. If
Yep.
you've ever heard the term batting 1,000, that means they got out there first game of the year, they hit the ball, they got on base. Guess what? They're batting 1,000. Okay. And so the next time you get up there and you hit it and you get on base, guess what? You get a 1, but you're still 1,000. Okay. You're still 1.000. But let's say you get up there the third time and you strike out. Guess what? You get a 0. Well, if you average those out, what do you have? 0.667.
Yeah.
So, in other words, 2/3. So, if you have a 0.250 batting average, guess what? That means you fail 75% of the time.
There's a lot of people that make a lot of money batting 250.
There's a lot of people that are failing 70% of the time making a lot of money. You think about it, is that really fair? And find a job where you can fail 70% of the time and make millions of dollars. That's baseball. Okay. However, guess what it takes to get to that hitting it only 1/4 of the time? It takes a lot of practice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it also takes them getting out there in front of everybody on TV, in front of the world, with up there being the batter. And let's say they get out. Well, guess what comes with that when they get out? A lot of embarrassment, or it could be if you let it get to you. but you have to put up with your fans being let down. You've got to put up with getting jeers from the other side of the fence saying, yeah, you are a loser. You couldn't make it on the base. Yeah. But then what happens when you hit the home run?
Yeah.
Feels pretty good, doesn't it?
All the accolades come.
Yep. But look at all the junk you have to go through in order to have the successes happen. Okay.
Yep.
Fortunately, most careers aren't like that. You get a lot more, you get a lot more happy that goes along with it than you do the negativity. So that's one thing that's fortunate about choosing various professions here. But I just want you to know you've got to be willing to put yourself out there, put your talents on display, and let the world know this is what I'm working on. And you've got to be willing to roll with the punches. If things don't go very good, somebody criticizes you for your work, you got to be willing to be open to learning. Okay. Yeah. Stop being offended by it. Look at it as it's just helping me to get better. Okay, I messed up. What do I have to do to get better? Don't get angry. Don't hate your boss. Don't quit because somebody told you they didn't like your work. Okay. Stick with it and just keep getting better and better and better. And eventually you'll find the perfect situation. So remember that one always. Winners are willing to look silly. Don't be afraid of putting yourself out there. Yes, the world's going to try to tear you down. Unfortunately, that's just the world that we live in. But you do have a choice. You can let it bother you, or you can let it just roll off your back like water off a duck's back is the way I like to see it. Or that's the way I look at it anyway. Yeah, it comes at me, but I'm Teflon. It just bounces off. Okay. So anyway, there's mindset number 4.
Okay. Well, let's talk about today's fun fact. It's always a fun day. Used to be a little bit more exciting around our house when we had little kids, but April Fool's Day on April 1st has long been a day when we practice practical jokes and tricks, and they're played on those who are unaware or maybe not expecting it. It's time when children convince their parents they've broken a bone, or parents get in on the planning too. And classic April Fool's jokes include caramel covered onions, or false fake doggy doo doo in an inconvenient place. I've seen that.
I've been subjected to that one.
Yeah. Businesses launch impractical or unbelievable products for the fun of the day, and newspapers print incredible headlines catching readers off guard. Of course, there's not as many newspapers, but you get the idea. We like to post fun things on Facebook that catch people off guard.
Absolutely.
Of course, the trick to a good April Fool's prank is planning, and you also need to be first to pull it off. So there's no point in pursuing your prank if somebody else beats you to it.
That's right.
Once the foolery has been triggered, everyone else will be on high alert and the element of surprise will be lost. So some practical jokers, not to point fingers, go to great lengths to pull off their ruse. The more people involved, the greater the risk of being discovered before the great plan can be deployed. So
right.
I've had my share of practical jokes online. I used to be on a writer's page that one April we had this story written that was incredible. Character came in and did all these things, and it turned out to be an April Fool's joke, and everybody,
gosh,
yeah. But it was a lot of fun. So just be safe out there. Don't
have fun today, and don't do anything that's going to get anybody hurt. Yeah, exactly.
So put some plastic flies in your ice cubes, or anyway, but be safe out there.
I've done that before. That's why I'm laughing. So
I think we're all guilty of those kind of things.
Absolutely.
Anyway, that's our quick kickstart for this morning, and we appreciate everybody that listens and gives us comments. Subscribe to our YouTube. We would love to have everybody out there be able to listen and get this great advice that Brad's bringing to us, and these great tips, and learn a little bit of fun things about what's going on each day. So make sure you like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. There's more things coming in the works, and we'd love to bring you as many people the information as we can. So We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. We'll see ya.